A fault is a weakness, a defect, a fracture. Faults divide, tear, and consume. Here in the city of Chester's Chasm, we struggle to maintain that precarious balance over the precipice in the earth, in our lives, and in our hearts. This story is about 4 teenagers with faults of their own.
The fault between my faith and freedom.
The fault between my family and identity.
The fault between my life and death.
The fault between my guilt and revenge.
As these fractures grow, we stand at the edge and ask, what must we sacrifice to sate the void's endless hunger? Is it possible that the answer lies within all our faults? Greetings, and welcome to All Our Faults, a Monster Hearts 2 actual play podcast from the Tabletop Talespinners network. I am your MC and hostess, Mistress Winter. Things are a lot right now. The news is a lot right now. The world is a lot. Life is a lot right now. I wish I had the emotional bandwidth to get into it here, but I'm down to reserves, and I need those to function. So I'll just say this. I love you all. Thank you to those who support those of us in crisis right now. Thank you to those who fight on our behalf. Thank you for our private and public champions. You're all amazing and show us that we do indeed have allies. So, instead of the world burning, let's go to a party. In our last chapter, Saline met with Crispin on Michael's suggestion and informed the clueless horseman about the world of the supernatural, which he did not take well, having his beliefs that his friends are demons confirmed. Meanwhile, Taylor approached Solomon with an enticing invite. A party at their place. Our werewolf managed to convince his new friend to bring Saline and Michael, promising it would be a much more exciting time. Content warnings for this episode include underage drinking, intimacy, and interpersonal violence. Timestamps are in the show notes. Shoutouts and thank yous after the show. Chapter 24. A Party Between Friends. Taylor, much like Jacob, doesn't live directly in the mall. Lives somewhere between the mall and the more upscale place that Michael lives in.
Michael's got a rich mommy.
Yes. Lives in a nice little suburban neighborhood at the back of a cul-de-sac with a relatively private backyard, pool, privacy hedges that are well within the HOA standards. What's everybody doing at this party when we zoom in to the ongoing festivities?
What's the level of chaos right now?
It's early in the night, so the energy is high, but people haven't gotten drunk enough to start a lot of shenanigans yet.
Oh, I have an important question.
Okay.
Can I drink alcohol, and can I get drunk from alcohol? Or do I need to get blood drunk from alcohol blood?
I'm going to let you define that.
Okay, I think I need to get blood drunk from alcohol blood if I want to get drunk.
You got to find somebody who's really drunk, drink from them, and then you'll be a little trashed.
Oh yeah, or if I want like the lightest buzz, I can like sip from William once in a while if William is drinking, but I bet he's not. I'll find someone else. Okay.
William is a dedicated rule follower, so will be a DD for whoever needs it, stating that he has seen one too many people go through his father's morgue who died in car accidents due to drunk driving.
William, you are absolutely going to have to learn to loosen up. We'll fix that.
When you loosen up about regulations, that's when people get hurt or die.
Michael is standing off to the side of a room kind of observing people and just watching them while he's like fake drinking from a red Solo cup.
But that is why I am here with you, so that I can make sure that you get home safely and you can enjoy yourself here at the party.
That's sweet. I'll be fine, but I appreciate it.
Of course. And I hope that you'll remember our talk if anybody invites you to play Spin the Bottle or 7 Minutes in Heaven downstairs.
Understood. There's like a glint in Michael's eye, and he's just going to keep scanning the room. What is going on in front of us? What do I see?
Okay. So you're in the living room area. A pretty decent size. It runs into the dining area at the back of the house. You have Taylor, who is nursing a drink themselves, chatting with Diana. Deacon is in the dining room chatting with a couple other students that have been invited. There's a number of students that you have not really interacted with on a regular, but if that is something that you would like to do, we can certainly facilitate that.
Yeah, what I think is that right now Michael is not going to be the most active participant. He's going to wait to see when there's something he can, like, instigate. He's going to wait for an opportunity to just have some fun. But he's going to let himself, and he's been doing this more lately, just be. And I think he's going to wrap an arm around William's waist and sort of pull him close and just observe.
Okay, wonderful.
Oh, actually, before we move on, can I take one of my, like, nailed fingers and just kind of rub it in the small of William's back and just turn him on?
Sure you can. Go ahead and roll me a hot.
That's a 12.
You feel him shudder with anticipation and sensation.
I'll lean my head over and just whisper into his ear.
Try and loosen up a little. It's okay. Have fun.
You get a string, and William's eyes will dart toward a hallway closet. Perhaps you and I want to have 7 minutes in heaven.
I will lightly kiss his neck and make my way to his ear. And then I would like to use my sex move. When I deny someone sexually, I gain a string on them. And I'm just going to go,
No, maybe later.
He goes weak. You almost have to hold him up. When his knees begin to buckle, he involuntarily lets out this little whimper.
Good boy.
Lovely. All right. Where is Solomon?
Solomon is surrounded by people at the moment, I feel. He's in a big group, and he's chatting everybody up real smooth. I think he's framing stories from his he's sort of subtly changing stories of being out in the woods to be less werewolfy, but still as exciting.
All right. Give me a hot roll.
It's 7.
You have a small group of interested listeners, a mix of genders, who just kind of lounge and nurse their drinks as you're regaling them with tales that you have to stop yourself short of exposing too much information. But yeah, you have a small circle around you.
One of the stories is definitely goes so I was deep in the woods, just sort of hanging out. Next thing you know, there's this bear. Anyway, had to defend myself, so had to wrestle it down. I didn't do anything to hurt it, It was just, defenseless animal in the woods, just trying to live its life, and I intruded on its territory, but I had to protect myself. So, just subdued it and went about my way. It's a great time.
One of the girls who is listening, leans forward. You've since learned her name is Nikita. What do you mean subdue? What did you do? Choke him out? Knock him senseless?
It's a good boop on the nose will do sometimes.
That's it?
And then as I do that, I boop her on the nose with my finger.
Okay, forget I asked. So my father is a forest ranger, and I don't remember hearing any reports of someone having to take down a bear.
Exactly.
Whatever. And she goes to back to drinking.
Again, Solomon goes back to the group and it's just very he's being very charismatic tonight. He's being very loud and out there with people instead of being his usual self.
A little isolationist stuff, sure. Saline, are you there?
Saline is... What area of the party is most crowded?
I would say the furnished basement is getting a lot of attention. People are slowly coming in, and there are suggestions of the usual games, truth or dare, spin the bottle. There's even a beer pong table set up off to one side.
Okay. Also, do I feel like my hunter is closing in? Has there been any change in what's going on with it?
You have been hearing those eerie howls again. There is a different flavor to them. They sound more spectral, more ghostly than they did previously.
All right. Saline is in the basement. She is leaning up against a wall, has 1 foot kicked up to rest against the wall, and is leaning back. And if it was anyone else but Saline, she might look cool. And she doesn't give a shit, but it's Saline, so it doesn't come across that way. She is white knuckling a cup, and her eyes are just kind of darting around the party. She is trying to scout out someone that she can get alone. And when a game of either spin the bottle or 7 Minutes in Heaven starts up, she is going to make a move and go ask to join.
All right. The individuals who begin to pile in downstairs will begin to talk more seriously about putting together that game of spin the bottle, coupled with 7 Minutes in Heaven. So if you spin it, you go into the closet down there for 7 minutes. The list of individuals who begin to gather around include Deacon and a couple of other students, Nikita, who had separated herself from Solomon's story time, Avery, Tiffany, Devon, Justin, Marina, and Ronan.
All right, as they start truly talking about putting this together once they're down there. While I've been white knuckling this drink, I've definitely been drinking it, so I'm definitely a little not sober. She is going to take a very shaky breath, push herself off the wall, and walk over to whoever seems to be kind of spearheading the conversation, because there's always one person that seems to be taking the lead with these sorts of things. I assume. I actually never got invited to parties in high school, so I don't really know.
Same, girl. Same.
Sorry.
Yeah, Deacon's going to be leading this up.
Okay, I will walk up to Deacon and just, got room for one more?
Deacon gives you a bit of side eye, looks you over. Yeah, I guess.
She's definitely wearing something that she borrowed from Willow that is very outside of her own style. Shows off more skin than she is comfortable with.
Deacon will turn to the others, kind of meeting some of their eyes, and they just kind of shrug and say, yeah, all right. I suppose you can sit in. So we all know how to do this? Pretty simple. Everybody want to refresh your drinks before we get started? And some of them will get their drinks in hand, and the music and the play begins. There are a couple of pairings. We'll say Avery and Justin, surprisingly Tiffany and Marina. Typically at school they are rivals otherwise, but with a few muttered curses at each other, they go to the closet. Then it comes your turn. You going to spin the bottle?
Yes. Saline will spin the bottle.
Now, are you attempting to get someone specific or whoever it lands on?
Really hoping it's not Deacon, because I don't know these other people, so I'll feel far less guilty about what's gonna happen. But I feel like I have no control over it. So it's just mainly like she'll spin it and in her head being like, please not Deacon, please not Deacon, please not Deacon.
Give me a dark roll.
3. It's gonna be Deacon.
When you spin the bottle, it is all in fate's hands, i.e. this dice about to roll. Forwards or backwards?
Forwards, I guess.
It lands on Marina. Marina kind of looks you over, lets out a breath. Yeah, all right, let's go.
It makes me feel super good about myself. Thanks, bitch. Okay. I will get up and go with her to the closet.
It's, of course, one of those closets with the slatted doors, so you can see the light from the room, but there's no direct vision into the closet or out. Inside the closet, it's a deep closet, so they've put a couple of chairs in there, and Marina sits down in one of the chairs as the door closes and fidgets. How do you want to approach this?
That's a great question. Saline has been with a variety of people before, but they've pretty much all been fae and definitely have been the ones to take control. So this is definitely out of her element. And she is tipsy. So she's kind of going to stay near the doors. Her back's not going to be pressed up against the door to the closet, but she's going to be closer to the doors and just kind of watch Marina, gauging her interest or lack thereof. And then Saline will like swallow hard and then just, what are you comfortable with?
Give me a turn someone on.
Oh god. I rolled double ones last time. I don't trust my dice. 10.
Yeah? All right.
Hell yeah.
That's a full success. You get a string on Marina.
Oh, I'm sure that'll be super useful.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe she becomes a big player later. Guess we'll find out.
And she doesn't die.
Your question oddly perks her interest a lot more.
Consent, people. It's important.
Consent is sexy.
It really is.
She now looks engaged and ready to get more into this. Wow, that's a really loaded question. I guess I'm okay with kissing, getting handsy, but maybe that's where we draw the line.
I'm okay with that. And I rolled a 10, so I will walk over to her and I will situate myself on her lap and I will wrap my arms around her neck and I will start kissing her.
She's tentative at first, but as the kissing continues, she leans more into it, pressing up to meet you, her hands exploring your frame, feeling along your thighs and hips. And that's where we're going to cut for right now. We'll come back. Crispin, are you at this party?
I am not. I was not invited. I probably don't even know this party is happening.
You know what? I'm going to say that you got a text from Deanna previously. Oh, Michael also texted you, seems like.
Yeah, Michael wanted to stir some shit. Definitely.
Did you text me from the party or did you text me beforehand? Did you decide that the party was too boring?
Yeah, we got there. We were there for like 3 minutes and I was like, oh, this needs more fun. Crispin.
Deanna would have messaged you earlier in the week, simply saying, party at Taylor's Friday night.
And this was after our confrontation?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think I would have responded to her text, but I would have packed that memory away. So when Michael texts me that he is at that party, how much detail did you give, Michael? Just that you're at this party, or is it a we're at this party?
I'm at this party with William, and it's a little boring, and you should come here and hang out.
Okay. With that in mind, I will call an Uber, as I have learned to do, and I will show up late to this party. And I don't know that Crispin has ever been to a party before, ever. So when he shows up and it's all people from school, which makes him feel like, okay, I can handle this. But then he notices the drinking and the lack of adult supervision. That would have immediately scared him off before, but since his vigil and since going to essentially live with the good doctor, I am taking this as my first foray into adulthood. So I will walk with all of the confidence I can muster into this party and look for my friend Michael.
And you'll see Michael, and I will say I would have at this point have used one of the strings to get William to have begun sipping a drink and to make sure he's not going too fast, just so he can loosen up. I need that boy to chill.
Whatever drink that you've given him, anytime he sips on it, he makes this very expressive face. Just like, ugh.
It's like a thimble full of like vodka and Diet Coke. Like, it's so light. But he needs something to chill. And then I'm trying to like work on convincing him to go down and play Spin the Bottle. Because I think I want him to have experiences too.
Purely altruistic motives from Michael, as we have all come to expect from him.
Also, I'm a little peckish. And I want to drink.
Solomon, where were you posted up when you were storytelling?
I imagine myself on like couch or in like the kitchen, whichever one was like more crowded, and just talking to a bunch of people, you know, being very lively and very out there.
Sure. You're in the kitchen where people are coming and going, grabbing drinks and chips, pretzels, all the usual party fare. Taylor approaches to get a refill on their drink. So, you having a good time?
Better than I expected. Are you?
Yeah, I mean, everybody seems to be having a good time. Yeah. Think this will definitely earn me some cred.
Maybe so. Is it everything you hoped it would be, or is it better?
I mean, it can always be better. Can't have perfect, right?
I'll lean in real close and whisper in their ear and say, perfection is overrated. I like things to be a little messy.
Oh, yeah? Like, what kind of messy are we talking about?
Rolling in the dirt, those types of things.
So you like a little mud wrestling?
Mud wrestling, yeah.
All right. Sometimes after we've had a storm pass through and stuff, the backyard gets pretty muddy. So maybe next time we set up a ring and we get people to go at it.
Make it another party. Maybe even make bets. Make some money off of it.
Oh, man, you like taking risks, don't you?
I'm a bit of a gambler. Best things in life happens when risks are taken. You put yourself out there, and if you don't, they'll be eaten by the wolves.
Well, depends on who's getting eaten, or how you're doing the eating. So, well, I'm glad you're having a good time. Enjoy the drinks.
Actually, before you go, I have a question for you, if you don't mind.
Sure, yeah.
I'm very much leveraging the banter we have here, or the nice mood we have going on. So then I'm gonna ask Taylor here. You ever heard of a Dr. Miller?
Taylor seems to shrink back a bit. Just this wall going up doesn't sound familiar.
I'm gonna use one of my werewolf moves. I'm gonna use heightened senses here.
Okay.
To try to gauge what's going on, because they were fine a minute ago and suddenly clammed up. So I'd like to figure that out. See, I roll with dark on this, which is not my best. That's gonna be a 6.
You'll note the sudden shift of energy, but aren't sure how to attribute it. And Taylor puts up a good wall. Nope, can't say I know a Dr. Miller. I'm gonna get another drink. Again, have fun, enjoy yourself. I'll be around.
Sure. And as soon as Taylor turns away, the smirky face that I had on is gone. Back to that sort of resting scowl I have. And I grab a drink and I will head downstairs.
Oh, okay. Saline. We return to your makeout session with Marina. You've been making out heavily to the point that maybe your lips are a little bit sore. Hands have dipped under clothing in bouts, touching, teasing, but not going any further than that, unless you press things, of course.
It seemed like she wants to go further.
Based on your consent conversation, no.
Then I won't push.
Fair enough. It is a long, lovely 7 minutes, and leaves you both just a little bit breathless. And even as you try to collect yourselves and emerge out of the closet, Marina is flushed and taking slow, deep breaths, which you'll note almost a jealous look from Avery.
Who's she shooting the jealous looks at?
You.
Noted. Also, the hunter now has 2 strings on Marina.
That he does. And you come out of the closet just about the time that Solomon comes downstairs.
When I see Solomon come down the stairs, I'll kind of give him a nodding greeting before going back to join the spin the bottle game.
He'll give you a nod back, and then he won't join the game, because I don't think he knows what this game is. He's like, oh, there's a lot of people down there, so I'm going to go see what that's about. And so I think he's going to watch for a while before deciding whether to join or not, because he's like, what's happening? Why is there a bottle on the floor? And he sort of stands probably in the stairway, just kind of looking, sipping on whatever is in his cup.
Sure. Michael.
Yes.
You have been plying William with drink, and he is definitely a lightweight, so he's already just a little bit tipsy. His resistance to anything more risque is still pretty strong. You know, I can help you out with your boyfriend, says the preppy voice of Sarah, who is sidled up to you.
No, I don't think I or he needs any help. Thank you.
I've got a few things I can take the edge off if you're hoping to score more than just a tease and tickle.
Oh, with that, I assure you I don't need help. Would you like some pointers? It sounds like you happen to be a bit frigid.
Oh, I get plenty all on my own, thanks. Though, it does bring into question your own level of charisma, considering You had to have gotten him at the bottom of the barrel.
Oh, that bitch just did not. Can I try and hypnotize her?
You sure can.
Excellent. Okay, so that's an 11.
Very nice.
Why don't you go and drink as much as you can and just get real loud and make a fool of yourself?
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Make sure to make it real sloppy. Oh, and Sarah, try throwing up on your best friend.
So many commands. Waiting that one.
We'll see if she gets through it. But that bitch just insulted my boyfriend, and I can't stand for that.
Ignore her,
He says to William.
you're perfect.
Was somebody talking?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm really loving this music. Like, it's like thumping and it's vibrating. So it's like massaging me with the air.
Okay. Let's have some water. How about that?
Yeah, I'm kind of thirsty.
Yes.
Question.
Answer.
Does it seem like someone slipped something in his drink?
He seems a little wasted.
That's just it? Okay. Then I don't have to murder right now. Great. I'll just get him some water. Because if anyone slipped him anything, I will murder. But in the meantime, I think it's a good moment to, even if we don't participate, go downstairs and have him drink lots of water.
Okay. You'll lead him down into the basement, passing by Solomon, who's on the stairs, and spot Saline among the circle of players.
Well, this is interesting. Fun. Hi, Saline. Having fun?
Yep, having a great time. How about you?
Oh, just the bee's knees. William, go sit down.
Yeah, I think I need to lay down.
Yes, over there.
Okay.
Is he okay?
I think so. He's not used to drinking. I only gave him like a thimble full of booze and that Diet Coke, but the boy is thin. I don't usually drink alcohol. How are you?
Can't complain. I think I'm starting to understand what this is about here. You spin a bottle, and when you spin the bottle, whoever it lands on, you go in the closet with them, and then, what, do you fight or something in there?
Did you just figure that all on your own?
Yeah.
Okay, they spin the bottle, and then get this. They go in the closet, and then they kiss. Well, we guess. I mean, the door's shut, that's the point. But, yeah, it's a bit charged. I came down to see the drama.
Drama?
Yeah. Everyone gets all tipsy. They start getting hot and bothered, and then drama happens. It's fun.
Oh, like fighting.
Sometimes.
That's my kind of party.
Either way, it leaves a mark.
Good to hear. Good to hear. I'm glad I came down here now.
Oh, you should go get Crispin. He'll love this.
Who?
Crispin?
No.
Oh, you don't like him?
Not since he disrespected my mother.
And there's a pause. I don't know if you know that I know about your cabin moment. But I think there's a softening of Michael in that moment, and he'll just...
Oh, okay. Here, come down. Let's watch for a bit. This should be fun. Or play. I'm abstaining.
There's just a subtle look of consternation on Michael's face at that one.
Yeah, I think Solomon also is like I'm not gonna join in on that, but I will continue to watch because fighting sounds fun.
Okay.
Yeah, and Michael will go over to William, and if William has laid down on whatever surface he found, he's just gonna sit there and stroke William's hair for a minute.
He is slowly getting even more out of it. Deep breaths to keep from vomiting.
Jeez, he drank way too fast. William, keep drinking water. I'm sorry, I did not think you would react this way. Are you okay?
Yeah, I mean, If you could tell the room to stop spinning, that'd be great.
Unfortunately, the ride doesn't have an off button. You just have to wait it out.
Okay. I'm glad I had a really light lunch, because.
Did you not eat dinner?
I really dinner. It's usually just a salad.
Okay, I'm gonna go find you some pizza or something. Solomon, can you watch him?
Yep.
Thanks.
And then Michael's gonna scamper off and find pizza somewhere.
All right. Back upstairs with Crispin. So Crispin, you are on a couch in the corner, brooding.
A new hobby of mine.
Yeah. As you're up there brooding, you will catch the occasional glance from Deanna, who's chatting it up with some of the other girls in the next room. She seems like she wants to talk to you, but not at the same time.
I will, on one of the times our eyes catch, just give her a friendly little, like, 2-finger wave, like, hey. Almost a peace offering after the way our last encounter ended. As off balance as I felt after talking to her, it's nothing compared to how I feel now after my full-on confessional with Saline. So, fuck it. Right now is Crispin's motto.
As if reading that vibe, probably about another half hour into the evening when you've lost sight of each other, a red solo cup will float into your peripheral that Deanna holds out to you. Truce?
Truce. I presume that no one has taken up the space on the couch next to me, as I am fully on the outskirts of the social circles of the school. So I will scoot over to make space for Deanna. Phrase I never thought I would say.
She hands you the cup. Do you accept?
Absolutely.
All right. She makes wasn't expecting that face, but clinks her cup against yours and takes a sip.
How are you enjoying your party? He says as if he is questioning if that's the right word.
Yeah, it's cool. I think I'm having a good time. What about you?
It's a little newer for me, but this seems like the place to be.
Yeah, I do have some curiosity about that. You seem to be breaking the mold, as it were. You finally given up the cult?
Where that would have needled him before, Crispin just kind of laughs. I don't know, maybe it's giving up me.
Interesting. I mean, when our family left it wasn't cold turkey, per se.
It felt pretty cold turkey. One day you were there, and the next day you were gone.
I mean, to be fair, it wasn't our choice to leave. Our parents took us out. And we fought it initially. Still wanted to do our rights. Deacon was totally fucking pissed that he didn't get to do his vigil.
Really? That surprises me.
But once we realized how much more free that we felt outside, no longer beholden to those people, that bullshit, yeah, we dodged a bullet.
That must feel good.
It does. Sounds like you're getting a taste of it too.
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. Something always happens to sort of snap me back.
I don't suppose you've watched a lot of movies, being in the cult and all.
You know I haven't.
The Godfather series. You should check it out.
I will look into it.
Al Pacino, one of his most iconic roles. Every time I get out, they keep pulling me back in. That whole thing.
Crispin recognizes the parallel she's trying to make and laughs. And he really looks at her. So, what does one do at a party like this?
What do you want to do? I mean, what is typically done? You drink, you eat pizza, maybe jump into the pool with all your clothes on.
Crispin wrinkles his nose at that. That's going to be a hard pass.
Some of the more open-minded, or at least horny fucking teenagers, will sneak into rooms or go play games in the basement to make out with each other or other things.
And what's your preferred method of passing time?
She studies Crispin for a moment, wondering how open she should be about her answer.
Crispin is doing his very best to appear extremely relaxed and casual.
You know what? Give me a keep your cool.
I knew that was coming. 10.
Oh, Crispin's being suave.
Look at me go!
Well, I'll say that having left the church and exploring a bit more of the world, I don't mind a bit of physical hedonism.
I am picking up what she is putting down. I am just terrified I'm going to fuck it up. But you know what? Let's go for broke. Can I roll to turn her on?
Yes, you can.
And I know this is going to go bad before I even roll it, but hey.
Remember, you have a forward.
I do. I don't think it's going to, because it's hot, right?
Yep, it is hot.
So that was a 6 minus 1 for 5.
Oh, God.
I told you it was going to go bad.
So please describe for us Crispin's attempt at being charming.
I don't think there is an attempt to be charming. I think Crispin just leans in for a kiss. He picks up the vibe and thinks that's enough. And so he just leans in, from too far away on the couch. Like, it's very not cool. There's a little bit of scooting involved, and it's just not good. It's like, this is clearly someone who's not had their first kiss yet, doesn't understand, like, build up, and just embarrasses himself. And I think he even knows as he's doing it that it's embarrassing.
You don't even register the charge until Deacon's hands have gripped your shirt and wrenched you from the sofa. Fucking no! And he will throw you over the back of the sofa. Thank you to the Tabletop Talespinners Network and director Emma Kocar for our home and your support. My love to my amazing cast who show up for me and this show. Abby Marie Carter as Saline, Extell as Solomon, Juicy Garland as Michael, and Kat Kelly as Crispin. I have been your producer, MC, and hostess, Mistress Winter. If you would like to check us out in the social wilds, truly, our media handles are in the show notes. Before you go, please stick around for a word from this episode's sponsor. Thank you for listening, and I wish your heart safety and love in this time of chaos and fear. Remember that your heart is never alone. Have you ever wanted to explore the skies in your TTRPG games? Does your favorite system not have the tools for you to do so? Well, now you do, with 2 fantastic supplements from Homie and the Dude. First, pilot your own custom airship with Sky Zephyrs. This 5e supplement lets you take your adventures to the skies in a whole new way with over 250 pages of player features, vehicle combat rules, and more. Speaking of adventure, there's no better aerial adventure for any TTRPG than the Studio Ghibli-inspired Wandering Tavern. Let it float into your latest campaign with plenty of plot hooks to either start or continue your party's adventure there. And, in true Ghibli fashion, it has real-world recipes for the fantastical foods your party could eat. So, want to take to the skies with your friends and support a father-son-led TTRPG company in the process? Use code TTN123 at checkout and get 10% off your purchase at www.homieandthedude.com or through the link in the show notes. See you in the clouds. This has been a tale from the Tabletop Talespinners Network.